Well, Apple is challenged in China over the iPad name, and Rolfe Winkler is going to discuss this with us now, aren't you? Because this will be very interesting. China's a bit of a
it's a
crack.
particular company in China which says it owned the iPad name previously. It's a good report from our paper that they're basically trying to prevent, I guess, Apple from using the iPad name in China, but maybe they're just kind of, it'll be interesting to see if they're suing for some kind of, to actually block them, or for some kind of payment, maybe it's for Apple to buy the name. I think it just underlines how important, it's a reminder how important the China market is for Apple's future growth story.
Well, what I find interesting is they're actually saying that, yeah, we own this, rather than another strategy of some Chinese companies is of just assuming the name and manufacturing the products and just basically violating intellectual property.
Well, maybe
this
that's an
seems to be
indication that these guys
more formal way.
Well, maybe it's an indication these guys don't want to make products themselves, steal Apple's product and do a counterfeit version of it. They just want to make money on each device that Apple sells itself, right? That's another common method. I mean, patent trolls it's a great business. You can do if you can convince a manufacturer who's already achieved success that, well, you know what, I had an innovation that was part of that success. Well, you should be paying me a toll for every device you sell. I mean, there are always people out there trying to do that.
So China's obviously a big and growing market for all companies, but particularly for Apple. How important is it that they get this right?
It's huge. I mean, when you think about the Apple market more broadly for Apple, let's think about what's driven the growth of their business. It's been, a large measure, it's the iPhone, of course, right? And it's been increased distribution of the iPhone. They started in 2007 with one carrier in one country, AT&T here. Since then, they're now, I want to say, 230 carriers in over 100 countries. That is contributing to the fact that they sold 37 million phones in the last quarter, which was more than almost double the previous quarter. Anyway, what's important about China is the next big carrier, the next big distribution relationship that they can form is with China Mobile. Now, right now they're in China, but only with the number 2 player, China Unicom. China Unicom's customer base that is really the customer base that you could sell the iPhone to is about a fifth the size of China Mobile's customer. I mean, the customer base, the segment of it that would be interested in buying the iPhone.
They have to get this
potentially.
right, despite the fact that basically intellectual property is not safe in China by any Western stretch of the imagination. It's a bit of a minefield for any company.
You know,
any tech
look, they're going to be. It is. There's the famous story about all the counterfeit Apple stores that are popping up, right? In China.
Real products, but it's counterfeit stores.
Well, if people want to try and counterfeit the product, I mean, it's one thing to counterfeit a DVD. I don't think you can counterfeit it's a lot harder to counterfeit an iPhone, right? I'm personally not familiar with companies that are actually counterfeiting, coming up with their own. I mean, obviously, lots of companies are developing their own smartphones that theoretically look like an iPhone. But anyway, people in China, they really want that iPhone, right? I mean, when they weren't able to open their stores in January with the iPhone, there was some unruly customers outside. They were pretty fired up to get the iPhone when it was supposed to be released.
Yeah, I think there was some
when they thought it was going to be
people in this
released
building who want to get an iPhone too. Anyway, we'll leave it here.